Hey guys, I am going to check and make sure that you guys can hear me and see me on all the channels because I'm trying something new this time. I am actually going live here on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and in my group, and in my group. So um, I just want to make sure as many people see this as possible. So I am uh, double checking now to make sure that you guys can see me and that my audio is working at least on my profile, right? I gotta at least make sure y'all can hear me there. Okay. All right, so it looks like that is working perfectly, y'all. So, hey, how's everybody doing? It is, the new year is 2023, and it's full of possibilities, new opportunities and stuff like that. It's not. It's like a fresh start, right? And I'm sure that everybody had their New Year's resolutions. They had put everything together like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Hopefully, you have set your intentions for this year and you know exactly what you're planning to do for this year, or at least what you intend to do. You know what I'm saying? You're going towards a worthy cause, a worthy goal. So, those who are seeing me for the first time, give me some likes, give me some love, share this out with everyone because I'm going to share, ways to overcome overwhelmed because with the new year coming and everything like that, well, not the new year here, sometimes we kind of overthink and we overwhelm ourselves, especially during these times of years. This time of year because we had the holidays that just passed. We probably overthinking. Did we overspend? Did we do too much? You probably put a little bit too much on your credit cards. Whatever it is, you probably do. You probably overthinking and overwhelming, being overwhelmed and everything like that. So give me some likes, give me some love. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're chiming in from, what state or whatnot, because I am excited to have you here. And if you're in my groups, please click that link somewhere in there that talks about, StreamYard. I'm using the service called StreamYard, and I can't see your names if you don't click that link. Give it permission so I can know who to shout out or whatnot. So I'm going to talk about five different strategies to overcome overwhelm, and I'm sure this probably you where your brain is working at 100 miles per hour, and you're overthinking everything to a point that you decide to freeze. And I'm not gonna say you decide to freeze; you just end up freezing, right? You end up just being in freeze mode. Your brain is going, but all of a sudden, your body had blown a fuse. Your brain blown a fuse. You don't even know what next to do. You're sitting there worried about, you're like, okay, I you probably like, mindlessly scrolling through, emails, mindlessly clicking your pen, doing all types of stuff, and you need to do stuff, you need to do something, but you can't. You just stuck in fear. You probably, you know, um, it's like your brain grid is overloaded with just information, and you're looking at your list of things to do, but then it's like you don't know where to start with this list of things to do. And it's not the list that is the problem. It's really, you go into like this panic mode of I don't have enough time. And when you go into the panic mode of like I don't have enough time, or there's not enough 24 hours in the day to to um, to complete these tasks, our brain and our body sees that as a threat, right? And then we go into fight or flight mode or freeze mode. And a lot of times that is what is hurting us on this to-do list. It's just we get into this, our body signifies that as a threat, and then we just stop. And so I'm just going to share with you some ways to get over some overwhelm. I'm going to be honest. For a few weeks, I have been feeling the pressures of overwhelm. It's only because in my personal life, you know, as a mompreneur, And I have a little baby. I have two kids. I have a 1 year old and a 7 year old. Which reminds me, by the way, for those who don't know me, who's seeing me for the first time, my name is Dr. Selena Baker. I am a path of prosperity coach. I actually love helping women find their path and make additional money, make some money along the way or whatnot, but in their own passion. So now, now that I got that out the way, I do have two kids. I have a 1 year old and I have a 7 year old. So my 7 year old, he's in school and everything, and then my 1 year old, I had her in daycare so I can have more time to do, the things I need to do as a mompreneur, right? Well, just recently I found out that the program that she's in is no longer taking her and that I will have her full time at home. And that at that moment was overwhelming, right? Because now I'm like, okay, there's this the fight or flight thing, fight or flight or freeze, right? There was that moment where I was thinking, oh my goodness, there's not enough time in the day. I have this little baby at home, and now I have to put all my attention here because she's gonna need me or whatnot. So I was thinking, like, what I'm saying? I was overwhelming myself with those thoughts and those thoughts of not enough time in a day and stuff like that. And this really affects those of us who are just, you know, um, business oriented, like people who just always on the go, like A type personalities. Us, we tend to, let our brains overload, not on purpose, but that's just what we end up doing, right? So one I had shared in my email. I'm not sure if you're on my email list, but get on my email list. Go ahead and put in my comments email. I share a lot of different tips and stuff in my emails. Well, in my email this morning, I had sent a tip about meditation as one of the ways to help over combat overwhelm, and that is number one for me. So if y'all ready for number one, let me know, put in comments number one because I am ready to share with you the first tip. So, number one, meditation. That is a great way to combat overwhelm. This is that it's a way to actually slow your brain down and all that chatter that's going on, all the different things that are going on in your brain and your mind. It's the way to calm it down so then you could come back and ground yourself. And in that grounding, I find myself having more clarity about what it is that I need to do next. I get the downloads from my intuition, my guide, the Holy Spirit. Um, I get the guide of what it is that I need to do next when I in meditation mode. When I go there, that cuts down this whole scary to-do list of things that you need to do when you can really cut all that out and know what it is that you need to focus on. And when you're in meditation mode, you can clear all the chatter, all the stuff that's going on in your mind, and actually, focus on your breath. Then those ideas of what is the most important thing that for you to do will pop up. That's just how it works for me. I know that it does different things for other people. But it also calms me down to a point where I don't feel like that anxious feeling or feeling scared or whatever the other feelings that you can get when your body is in overwhelm mode. And then so you're probably like, okay, so well, how do I do this? Well, pick up a place, maybe your closet, um, make a quiet closet or a quiet corner in your home, or you can pick, maybe go outside in nature and stuff like that. This is a good place to start as well, and take some time. You could put on your timer and everything like that. And I recommend 15 minutes, but for those who are like new to meditation, I would say, try, 2 to 5 minutes at first and stuff like that, and increase your way up. Or you can be like me. I was just like all or nothing. I started with 15 minutes and I just had to practice from there. And when you first start with meditation, it's going to feel like, you're wasting your time. It's going to feel like it because you're trying to calm your brain down, but your brain wants to keep going. And your brain, all of a sudden, you always like start thinking about more things. But what in this moment, what you do is just let those thoughts come and go, and calm down, focus back on your breath. And I kid you not, in no time, you'll find yourself being able to calm your brain completely. And when in that state, that's when the magic happens, y'all. I'm telling you, the magic happens there to get rid of the overwhelm. So that is my first tip. So if you're ready for number two, let me know. Put in the comments number two because I'm ready to roll. So now, the second technique that I recommend for combating overwhelm, and if you see me looking at, it, I have notes so I don't be all over the place. It's to ground yourself in the present. So grounding yourself in the present actually stop having you look into the in the future of everything, because you start to get anxious and overwhelmed because you're thinking too much about the future and what's going on here, all the things that haven't even happened yet, right? So what you want to do is ground yourself in the present. So how to do that? You use the 5 4 3 2 1 method. So the 5 4 3 2 1 method is where you you listen to uh, you name about 5 things in your area. You stop and you name 5 things that you see in your area, and then after that you name 4 things that you can definitely hear in your area, like 4 different things you can hear. Then number 3, you notice 3 things that you can touch, like the pages of a nearby book, the feelings of your feet on the carpet and stuff like that. Name 3 things that you can actually touch. Then for we at 5 4 3 2 1. So 2, you like come next to 2 smells. Like, what when you breathe in the pages of that book, what does it smell like? Does it smell like citrus? Does it smell like, do you have a candle lit or something like that? So focus on those things. And then one, finally name something that you can taste, like a sip of water. That will actually help you, focus on what's going on now. And what happens is that this those things, those 2 tips, the meditation and the 5 4 3 2 1 method, actually helps ground you and interrupts the overwhelm. So it puts a big, interruption in your overwhelm, and also give you senses. I mean, it grounds you in your senses so you can be in the moment, and then also, it helps you keep track of the different things that interrupt your senses of the overwhelm. So then you'll know how to get yourself back from panic mode back to grounding mode or whatnot. And then the next number 3, the next tip of actually minimizing overwhelm is to ruthlessly prioritize. So what we do, right? We come up with these lists of things that we need to do. We just do. We just come up with this. I don't know what is up with our personality and us as mompreneurs and stuff like that. We just come with a list of things, everything that needs to be done, versus prioritizing those things on our list. And sometimes we find ourselves doing busy work instead of the income producing work and whatnot. And a lot of times it's just because we feel more satisfaction in some of the busy work things, or we try to avoid the income producing stuff, only because there may be some feeling of unworthiness, right? That when we do those things and we don't see money coming in, we start to judge ourselves and make it mean something. And it doesn't mean anything. What we need to do is just be consistent in our efforts or whatnot. But sometimes we make everything mean something. So in our list of things to do, instead of doing the income producing activities, we focus on all this busy work that actually, yes, there's some stuff that we need to do. And some of these things can be outsourced, right? But instead of outsourcing, we just feel like we need to hold on to every single last little thing and be so and be so in control of all of it, when we don't need to be in control of all of it. We need to let it go a little bit. So what? So my third um, tip is to ruthlessly prioritize our list of things to do. What is more important? That's do is it the two, three income producing activities first, and then you can go do the laundry, you know? Then you could do the laundry later, or then you could go ahead and make, sweep the floor later. I mean, sometimes we just, put too much on ourselves and not realizing that, you know, we can't do it all. Like, for some reason, we feel like in this 24-hour time that we need to do all things. And that's not, that's not reality. And I'm speaking from experience because I was that person that was, overdoing and thinking that, if I don't get all these things done, I'm not, I'm not worthy of whatever it is that I think I'm not worthy of, whether it's success, whether it's abundance, or whether it's money, whatever it is, right? I feel like I have to do all the things in one day. But we have to realize this: we only have a certain amount of time, but what we can do with our time is prioritize our time and do the things like, for example, our income. I mean, I think, and when I say prioritize, this is what I'm talking about. Some people may not think that this is priority, but self care is the most important thing first and foremost, right? You're like, well, what do I prioritize, Selena, and what kind of order? Well, first and foremost, self care. Let's talk about that first. You start with that. You start with your what I said, the first one of the first tips with meditation, journaling, something like that, reading, self personal development, all of that. That's first priority, is to really, work on self-care and get yourself grounded and put in, ready for the day first. Then after that, then you the next priority would be the income producing activities. Like, what can you do within the time frame that you do have? If you only have 2 hours for the day, then, in this 2 hour time frame, I am going to do these activities, which are income producing activities, and then everything else will come secondary, whether it's to, fold the clothes, wash the clothes, clean the dishes, clean the kitchen, whatever, all that other stuff. You kind of have to let that be the third thing, or whatever after. But that's focus. That's what it is. Just focus. Now, number four. The number four. Like, if anybody's ready for number four, I'm excited about number four, guys. So, um, the thing is, for number four, the number fourth way to actually get to minimize overwhelm is to take tiny steps. Ridiculously, what is the next step? Don't worry about the big step and the big thing that you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I need to get all of this, I need to get my funnels built. I need to get the whole thing built with all email marketing and everything, all of that attached right now. Okay, that's kind of a big task, and it does take some time and effort. And if you don't outsource it, it may seem overwhelming. So, so your goal is, what is the tiny step? What is next? All right. Well, the tiny step is, maybe I need to have my domain name ready for this funnel. So, what is my domain name? Figure that out. That would be your next tiny step. Get that done, right? And then what's your next step after that? Okay, create a create your opt-in page. Maybe that's your first thing you want to, maybe that's the one thing you want to do. Or maybe that's too far for you. Maybe you need to worry about what's the title. The title and the headline. We're saying, doing, tiny steps at a time instead of like big, huge, large goals. um because that is going to be what is going to keep you moving forward and actually keep you out of overwhelm, and stop thinking that, all these things have to be done like yesterday or whatnot. So that is that is like a awesome, 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 way of doing things or whatnot. And then the fifth way of eliminating, overwhelm would be to follow your import. impulses. Now, why I say that? Following your impulses are your inner guiding system. Sometimes we have a hard time listening to our gut. Our gut is always right. You know, when people say that, it's like, hey, if you have this gut feeling, listen to it. It's always right. It's true. And why is your gut always right? It's because if you, I don't know what your beliefs are, but I believe in God, and He has given His Holy Spirits who reside within us that actually, guide us on what we need to do next. And like the first tip that I said, if you actually meditate, um, and you quiet your mind enough, you're going to hear or get the promptings of what to do next and what you're next to. And those are those impulses, those are your intuitions, those are the different things that's like that will actually help you with your long to-do list to actually, minimize it into, what is priority. So the tiny impulses of the things that you need to do are what is stirred up inside you. So if you're like, wondering, okay, what's next? What's next, Lord? What I need to do, to make sure that today is the most productive day. If somebody pops up in your head that you need to call, but in your mind you're like, why do I need to call this person? What does this person have to do with my business? How could they even help me? All this stuff. Like it just seemed far fetched of why you need to call that person or why you need to send out this email real quick or, something. Those impulses are absolutely what you're gonna need to do next. Let me tell you something. When I do things in that state, following my gut, following my intuition, following the guidance of the Holy Spirit within inside me, I kid you not, more things get done with less effort. Um, Hear me out. More things get done with less effort. How would you like that? You know what I'm saying? How would you like getting being able to make more money, being able to, what I'm saying, get more done in your business, be more productive, all because you just listen to your own guidance system. Things come to you so much easier when you do that. This even this live today was a gut feeling. It was an intuition. That was something I needed to do. Now, that's what I'm doing. This is what is on the list for today. I'm not sitting there overwhelming myself with a whole list of things to do. I do have other things to do, but my my guidance system told me what I needed to do today. When I meditated, I already know what I'm supposed to be doing today. So this is the one of the things I need to do today, and then there's other things that I was told that I need to continue. I need to focus on some organization. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Because at the end of the day, these are things that are actually going to make me more productive. It cuts down the overwhelm completely. Now I'm not overwhelmed. My brain is not moving at million miles per hour. I'm not sitting there, you know, frozen on what's the next thing to do because I already know what the next thing to do. I was already downloaded within me. It is trusting your gut. Hopefully you found this, super helpful. If you did, I need you to go ahead and share this out with your friends, share this out with your friends and family. And I just want to share this with you next week. Like there's some people who have there's a few people that's here who actually been to one of my summits, one of my virtual online summits back in November. It was amazing. It was transformational. The women that I had on there would blow your mind. And now I'm actually doing another one. I'm doing another one this month, January 24th. Now, I have a surprise for you guys. I have an early access to the VIP. And with this early access to VIP, it is significantly reduced. And this where you're going to get all the replays. all the replays for the next summit coming up. You'll also, I'm thinking about whether I'm going to give you the past replay, the past replay. I'm not sure yet, but you'll get all the replays for this summit coming up, with all that you do not want to miss, because if you're gone or you have something to do for that day, there's going to be somebody that's on that summit that's going to say something that's going to radically change your life. That's going to say something that's going to push you over to the next level. I have some women on there who are seven-figure earners who will, say the one thing that you needed to hear that will radically change your life and your business. So you do not want to miss it, right? So in the summit, you'll get we have VIP, like I said, early start early VIP access. And with that, it's come a completely discount. Normally with VIP, I charge like $47 for a VIP where you get all the recordings. You'll get a free one-on-one session with me. You'll get my Money in Minutes workshop and my live Money in Minutes intensive workshop, which is actually going to be held next week, Tuesday. And the Money in Minutes workshop and the live Money in Minutes um, live workshop, those two normally sell for, like, that alone is about $27 now. So now you get those, plus you get my trading cheat sheet. You get so much at VIP price. But the early bird access, like I said, I normally charge 47 bucks, but if you get early bird now, it's $27, but you get all of it. You're gonna get all the recordings for my summit coming up next. Hopefully you can make it if you're ready. If you've been on my last summit, you're gonna want to be in the number. You're gonna want to be part of the VIP crew. I promise you, because there's going to be way more surprises and way more things for those people who have VIP access. So once again, Summit is going to be on my virtual Mompreneurs Path to Prosperity Summit. It's free, but that is going to be held on January 24th of this month, a Tuesday, from 10 o'clock to about 5. It's an all day summit. It's going, like I said, it's going to be chock full of surprises. And the women that I have lined up this time around, oh Lord, you don't want to miss it. And everybody who attended the last one gave me great feedback. They have directly changed their trajectory on their business and everything. So with that said, you can have early access to the VIP tickets now. Like I said, normally on the day of and weeks before that, a couple of weeks before that, I charge $47, but I'm charging 27 now for early bird access. And you're gonna get my Money in Minutes course, where you're gonna learn how to make money in 3 to 5 minutes. Who doesn't want that? Because we starting a new year, you probably got these credit card bills you're gonna have to, like, pay down and everything like that. We're gonna teach you how to make the monies in 3 to 5 minutes. And the live intensive workshop for that is going to be held next week, Tuesday on the 10th. So you want to get your tickets now so you can have access to the live intensive workshop and have immediate access to the online course of it as well. So you can start, making money in 3 to 5 minutes just using this in that workshop. And like I said, you'll have access. Once you do that, you'll also have access to all my to all you'll have the VIP access to everything else, including my trading cheat sheets, and one-on-one strategy session with me to actually help you, you know, have what you'll be able to focus for what it is that you're trying to accomplish for 2023 and everything like that. So put in the comments if you're ready for that VIP access. I will send that link to you. All you have to do is put in the comments VIP. I'll send that to you. That'll give you, once again, access to the workshop, access to the live workshop on Tuesday, immediate access to the course that's online, and all the recordings for the summit and everything like that. So I'm excited for you guys. This was amazing. Catch me. I'm gonna do a 3-day series this week. So catch me again this week, tomorrow, probably tomorrow, and I will share with you some more tips on various things. It's probably going to be more about things that's going to help us move forward for 2023. Okay, so I'm excited. Hopefully, you guys are having a blessed week. My computer is dying, so I'm going to go now. For those who catch me now live, go back and check the replay. I gave some really great tips on how to combat overwhelm and how to move forward in your life and business. And you don't want to miss it. Just go ahead and catch the replay and be sure, like I said, to share this out with those that you feel that will need this. And let me know in the comments. Put VIP and I will send you the information so you can have access. So you can be one of the exclusive members um, for the VIP Summit access. All right. Take care. Bye for now.